Hi, welcome back to Family and Fit, where we talk fitness and how to integrate it in a busy lifestyle. Today, we'll be discussing the difference between intensity and variation. And not necessarily the differences. You'll kind of have to go back and watch my intensity and variation video. I came out with a series of videos. It's a three-part series of the three pillars of fitness, and I think they're the most three fundamental things that you have to have within fitness to be able to make gains, make results, and continue to make results. And the three pillars were consistency, variation, and intensity. And I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that I believe consistency trumps all. I think by far, like, the only way consistency would ever not come first is if you were staying so consistent that you plateaued because you didn't have enough recovery time. But honestly, I think that even at that point, you're still going to make gains. You just might slow down progress to a point where you can't really tell. But when it comes to intensity and variation, which one is truly more important? Do you think that it's more important to go for putting more energy into your workouts and doing as much as you can and going to failure every single time, or do you think variation is more important? As far as, like, when you go in, you have the same routine every single time, or do you switch them up from time to time? Every time do you go in, do you switch your workouts? And it's kind of a big debate, and I would kind of like to go over that in this video, as far as choosing intensity or variation. And I came to a deciding factor that I believe intensity is definitely more important than variation. And I really hate to say it because the three pillars, like, they're so important, but, and it's almost like a 50-50 draw, but the only reason why I say intensity trumps variation, it's because of kind of like consistency. If you're not consistent and you're not going to the gym, it don't matter how much intensity you're using, it don't matter how much variation you're using, it just doesn't matter because you're not going enough. And I kind of feel the exact same way with intensity. Because as long as you're going in and you're lifting as hard as you can, you're trying to lift as much weight as you can, do as many reps as you can, you're gonna make growth. Even if you do not switch up your routine at all and you stay with the same routine, your plateau will not. I mean, your first year of lifting may not plateau whatsoever. You may have been able to get better results, but I don't think that you'll necessarily plateau using the same routine, as long as it's a good, solid foundation of a routine. But if variation was your main focus, but you left out the intensity part, it wouldn't matter how you went in there every day. You can be consistent and go in every day, but if you have no intensity whatsoever, then the variation is not going to do any good for you. If you do 5 reps of everything and you could have done 12 reps, you're just not going to make gains. Like, you make gains from the intensity proportion of it, and you're maximizing your gains by using variation to trick your muscles, trick your mind, target different muscles that are not being targeted in an exercise, if it's major or minor variation. I described that in my variation video, the difference between the two. And if you just do not have the intensity, the variation is not going to do anything for you. I mean, like, literally, maybe for 3 months you'll make gains, and this really depends on your physique. You could possibly, with variation and hardly any intensity at all, make a little bit of progress. If you're one of those people that has been sitting on the couch and eating potato chips and not doing any physical activity at all, going to the gym consistently with some variation, will show some results, but nowhere near as much as intensity, and still nowhere near as much with consistency. So when comparing consistency to intensity, even though consistency trumps intensity, at some point without the intensity, you are going to plateau very quickly. And so, like, I use intensity as a measuring tool, and but intensity is also the higher level of intensity as well. So it's kind of got like two different meanings to it. It's a multi-purpose meaning. So, like, you know, if I say you gotta have intensity, I'm saying you gotta have high intensity. And intensity being the measurement of how much effort you're putting in. And so if you are being consistent but you're not putting in hardly any effort, you're not going to really reap the same benefits. Whereas if you're still going intensely, maybe not you're going to your maximum intenseness. You know, say for instance you did 11 reps. Sorry. Say for instance you could do 11 reps, or you could have done 12 reps, but you did 11 reps. Your intensity was probably pretty high there because you weren't quite sure if you could even got the 12th one, even though you probably could have. That intensity is still a decent intensity and will be a good support for gaining muscle. The major thing with intensity is if you're only doing 5 reps when you could have done 12, and that's why intensity is still very important. But if you're still going intense enough to make gains, the consistency still trumps over intensity. But intensity is super important because that's what's going to keep you from plateauing. That's what's going to, you know, keep you from looking in the mirror and just being like, why am I not getting anywhere? Between that and variation, you know, they're gonna just keep you rolling. They're all work together, and yeah. And that's why I believe that it definitely goes consistency, intensity, and variation in that order. Like I said, you cannot have intensity without consistency, and you can't have gains to maximize if you don't have intensity. So definitely make sure that you strive to hit all 3 points of the pillars to fitness. It is an absolute must, and I challenge you to do your best to get the best results and to make this journey part of your life. I thank everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if the content is helpful to you guys. A lot of this content I try to pull from my heart. I try to pull, you know, from what I truly believe in. I do not bring anything to the table that I just kind of don't believe in. Like with the whole form thing, I'm just like, I do believe in form, but if you don't have intensity, if you don't have variation, if you don't have consistency, form is out the window. Yeah. So make sure you like and subscribe if you like the content. I believe I'm going to start doing some more vlog style stuff. And just kind of give you all a rundown of how my life goes and what I do. Primarily be weekend style stuff because my Monday through Friday is pretty lame. It's pretty monotonous and the same kind of thing. I lift weights, I take my kids to the babysitter, I go to work, I come home, I do it over again. That's pretty much it. The only thing maybe interesting, maybe I'll do like a Monday through Friday dinner or something like that, or like what I ate Monday through Friday, because that's another thing. I also eat the same things a lot. I'll batch cook a lot of food. But let me know if y'all want to see some vlog style stuff. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I need some feedback from you guys. That's what's gonna keep this channel going. That's what's gonna give me ideas to help you guys. And ask the questions. Don't be scared to get in there and see what I can't help you with. Hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see y'all next time.